What issue?
When we reach the 10 million threshold, then citizens will be ready to take action.
Why 10?
You see, we have 20,000 registered, just about 20 million registered voters.
Yes.
About 14 million voted.
Yes.
And Chebukati alleged, which is not true, that 7 million voted for William Ruto. So we need a higher threshold than that, than his support, what they say to have been his support base.
Okay.
Yeah, so 10 million should just be enough.
How long are you giving this drive? A week, 3 months, 6 months?
A short while. We are not saying when, but it will be a short. This is a short-term strategy, not long-term.
So what we've seen, even after we shared that you would be coming, is questions of people saying, so what next after I give my signature, or should I give my signature? What next? To what end?
Action, but the signature, the form collecting is saying what for. So as you sign from a position of knowledge. Those who signed in Kirinyaga knew what they were signing for. These are signatures to send the illegitimate Ruto regime home for their oppressive and punitive taxes and all those other issues.
So how does the signature of the person who signed this end up sending Ruto home? I think that's the roadmap that people are asking. And you know, Martha, you are senior counsel. You understand the law, you understand the constitution, you actually midwifed this constitution, among others.
Yeah.
So you understand the constitution. How does collection of 10 million signatures end up sending William Ruto home?
I already explained that.
I guess I didn't get it. Please repeat.
It is not possible, even if you have huge rallies, to demonstrate that a majority of Kenyans support. So that's like a roll call. Plus also, where can we have our general meeting? So that general meeting will be in various places within Kenya. And once the signatures have reached that threshold, then we will communicate to Kenyans on the next move.
You know, one of the things that I find confusing, this is me.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's because when I look at politics, I tend to juxtapose our politics, the politics of other countries.
Yeah.
Now, I am informed by those who understand the Constitution better than I that our Constitution doesn't actually allow for an opposition party. I'm not sure how this is true, but if there was an election and some people are said to have lost the election, then their position automatically, in my mind, reverts that of the opposition, in my mind, because they are not in power. So where are they? Now, there is the matter of the issues that Azimio has been raising. I mean, they're pertinent issues and they're real. But again, this is where now my confusion arises. I don't read much of what Azimio say would be the alternative. Like when they say we have a problem with food, what would Azimio do if they were in power? If they say this finance bill is completely nonsensical, okay, what would they offer? I say this because if we are to reach the end that Azimio proposes, and let's say perchance they are in power, what is this thing that they're going to do different?
I think the first place I would send you is to the manifestos of the illegitimate Kenya Kwanza regime and the Azimio manifesto. Okay? Since we are people who believe in the rule of law and uphold the constitution, in a time like this, there would be food subsidies. We had clearly said that health will have universal health accessible to all. We had said that we will have free education from nursery up to university. And what a serious government would do in this situation is not to raise taxation for an already battered economy, especially taxing people's salaries beyond where it is necessary. You would avoid non-priority spending, seal the leakages, because we lose 1/3 of the budget to theft and abuse of the money. That is where you should tighten and avoid the leakage and get the money you want for the programs that you want. Look at what this government is doing. They're telling that person who cannot afford 3 meals a day to subsidize their lavish living. They had so much money, more than any other budget in history, more than the Uhuru budgets, on motor vehicles for 3 offices. For Ruto, for Gachagua, for Mudavadi. That's non-priority spending. When you're in an economic crisis, why must you buy new vehicles? If they were saying one for the top guy or something like that, this is splashing money. They have opened offices of first lady, second lady, third lady. It is okay, those offices can be opened, but don't allocate budget. I don't remember ever seeing a budget for first lady's office even in Kibaki's time. Even in Uhuru, Ruto regime, they didn't have. So you can see they are increasing lavish spending. See how they use government facilities. Helicopters, it is not campaign time. How do you need a helicopter to move from Nairobi to Kiambu? And then you send all the guzzlers to go and receive you when you arrive. Why does Ruto feel the need to run away from problems at home and be in foreign capitals daily? Why? And spend our money that way. And they go with large delegations. Look at his cabinet secretaries when they go out. Most of them on chartered planes with large delegations. All this is non-priority spending. So I'm saying there are many, many innovative ways, and you want to see the difference between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza, look at our manifesto. It's self-evident. All those areas where people are feeling the pinch, Azimio would do it differently, and there's enough money for that.
Would it not be then, I don't want to use the word prudent, but would it then not be advantageous if indeed Azimio reminded us of their manifesto and the things they said they would do?
By the way, we do that all the time. It's only that what gets reported is what the person reporting considers as the highlight of the meeting. We do that practically in every meeting. If you listen to what I said in Kirinyaga on Friday, it's all about those things, how we would handle them. And ours is a unique constitution. Even after the court battle, where the court spewed in their own language hot air, the constitution still allows any Kenyan, and we are Kenyans, to ask for an audit of last year's elections. Look at Article 88. The constitution still gives Kenyans residual power to take charge. Look at Article 1 of the Constitution. Our Constitution is like no other. Go to 35 and see that we have a right to demand records be opened. Let's assume or believe for a minute what the regime says that they won. How would it hurt them if we were to open the records? It would only reconfirm their win if they won. But they are fearful because they actually didn't win. And until we get to the bottom of this, Kenya will implode someday. We can't keep on having manipulated elections. If every returning officer, right from the polling station to the national, knew that immediately after elections and pursuant to the constitution, the records will be opened, people would hesitate to rig. It is very important, critical for this country, that we verify the results of last year's election. We audit them. Otherwise, we are sitting on a time bomb. The water is continuing to heat. And we agreed
and we are the frogs.
that boiling water is not a playground for frogs. Yes.
There has been